Another episode of Driving with the Guru. This is your host, Ricky Cadden, Symbian Guru, and today is going to be a slam-packed episode, so grab your cup of coffee and get ready. Here it comes. First off, Mobile World Congress just ended in Barcelona, Spain, and there was tons of stuff going on out there. Nokia introduced 4 new handsets to us. The N96, which is every possible feature you could think of crammed into a phone in a pretty sexy package, I think. The N78 also came out. I'm not wild about the looks on it, but the price range, the feature set are killer for a US launch, and it's going to have US 3G. So hopefully we'll see that on AT&T soon, just to get it more out into the marketplace. The 6210 Navigator is the upgrade to the 6110, which was also announced last year at the Mobile World Congress, and that one packs a 3 megapixel camera with autofocus. It's got the built-in GPS, all that stuff. That one also is going to have a US 3G variant. So real exciting stuff for the US market in terms of getting 3G enabled S60 devices. The 6220 is actually really baffling. It's not an N series, but it does have a 5 megapixel Carl Zeiss lens camera with a xenon flash, and we don't really know why, since the N82 has that, and that's supposed to be the high-end N series. So 6220, kind of confusing to me, but in any case, it should be a hot seller. It also actually comes in a girly purple color that I'm not too sure about. So I'm really anxious to see the way that Nokia markets that 6220 Classic. It'll be kind of interesting to see. Also, in other Symbian news, Sony Ericsson unleashed a new G series product line that's a touchscreen organizer for the masses. They've really simplified out UIQ and made it super user friendly, and also made it so that you can use a fingertip. I'm excited to see the S60 Touch and the UIQ Touch really kind of come together at the end of this year, and I'm anxious to see how they compete. Since they're both built on Symbian, it'll be really interesting to see what they both look like in the end. In other S60 news even, Samsung came out with the G810. It's a slider. It's got a 5 megapixel camera with a xenon flash and TV out and 3x optical zoom, facial recognition, image stabilization. It's a pretty hot little phone. Eldar over at Mobile Review reviewed it, obviously, and he was pretty impressed, but still thinks the N95 edges out in the imaging category. So in any case, I'm excited to see some of the other S60 licensees such as Samsung and LG coming out with S60 devices. They really don't do much historically in the S60 field. So the only bad thing is this new G810, it's only tri-band GSM. Why, Samsung? Why not make it quad band? Can't cost that much more. Bring it over to us. We'll play with it here in the United States. LG also has their KT610, and not much is known about this little handset, but it looks to be like a mid-tier E90. It's a little bit smaller, and it has kind of a weird small little display on the front. Plenty of buttons. When you flip it open like an E90, there's a full QWERTY keypad, the nice screen, everything. Early reports said that it was a VGA display. It is not. It is QVGA, which honestly, to me, is perfectly fine. I mean, there's not much on the market that's got anything higher, so I really don't see the big deal. But a lot of people do, so whatever. So that's really the Mobile World Congress. Nokia Maps 2.0 came out, which I got a little preview of. Hopefully you've all downloaded it and tried it. It's only for Feature Pack 1 devices at the moment. I've heard some rumblings that it'll be for other S60 3rd edition handsets, but I don't know anything for a fact. So watch this space for that. And really and truly the focus for Nokia this time was location-based information. With the new Nokia Maps 2.0 and with the location tagger, and all the new handsets have GPS built in, you can really see that Nokia is putting a big focus on GPS and the location and making your services location aware. So real excited about that. I also have something in my glove box this episode, which I love to do because it's so much fun to play with new stuff. So I'm going to go get that out right now and give you a peek at it. And today in my glove box is the uber sexy 7900 Prism from Nokia. This is an S40 device, a monoblock as you can tell, and This thing just screams sexiness. The out-of-box experience I had yesterday was just phenomenal. It runs S40, I think 5th edition is what they're up to. I don't really know for sure. Which is almost S60, really and truly. Some of the UI, it's got the active standby screen, and there's some things about this that I'm going to point out later on in a post that S60 really needs to pay attention to. So it's got a camera on the back with a flash, decent quality. It only has one connector, and that's a micro USB port. So you charge it, transfer data, and your headphones all from this one port. Kind of cool, but it lacks any other buttons. There's no volume keys, there's no camera button, nothing. So it's very fashionable, and it's very diamondy. You can tell that the design is very geometric, not geographic. And one of the cool things that I want to show you is my favorite feature. As you can see, my keypad backlights right now are kind of a whitish green, and that's because my background is. Well, what if I had, say, a red background? I would want everything to match, right? So you go in here, and in the menu options is a lights menu. You go in here and look at that screen. You can pick any one of those colors to be the keypad backlights. So we're going to scroll up here to red, and whoops, that ended up being a little bit more pinkish than red. Well, I'm not able to find the actual red color. There we go. Still a little pink, but anyways. The cool thing is you can change the colors in the menus. I think that's phenomenal. There's also two lights up here you can't see right now. In standby mode, they kind of pulse a little bit so that you know that the phone's on, because otherwise there's nothing on the screen. And the thing about this though is, sorry, I was messing with the menus. These are so useful in standby mode, but why not when charging? How neat would it be, and I've talked about this before, if when charging you could glance at your phone and tell on a color scale how full the battery actually was, so that when you unplug it, you know how much life you've got. Hopefully that's something they'll do in the future. Anyways, more to come on this. I'm going to do some comparisons, especially with the S40 to S60. But I will be carrying this for the next few days as I test it out for review. Also got a new Bluetooth headset, and you're thinking you just had one. Well, I know, but they sent it to me, I play with it, I'm not going to complain. This is the Jabra BT8040. It's incredibly small, which, as you know, I'm a big fan of small headsets. And this one's got another in-ear type earpiece, but it's got this big soft loop up top, and it comes with like 6 different ones of these little rubber tips, and they have different size loops. So this fits in your ear really nicely and stays very secure. You can shake it around and stuff and it's not going anywhere. Whereas the over-the-ear hooks, sometimes they're not as secure. And this one actually has support for stereo Bluetooth. But you're saying, well, wait a second, it's just one. Exactly. You get pristine stereo sound through only one. You can still hear other stuff out of here. Great if you like to listen to music on your headset while you're shopping or whatever else. You don't have 2 headphones on. You can still be aware of your surroundings. So, big fan of that. It's got a big button right up here on the front. 2 little volume buttons. Charges via micro USB. Big fan of that. We love the standards. And it's got a multicolored light here that'll change depending on what the headset's doing. I'm a really big fan of multicolored LEDs, so I hope they start doing those more. Other than that, more to come on this as well, but I just wanted to kind of show it to you. And if you have any questions about it, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to answer them because that's why I show it to you. So other than that, Geek versus Guru is still going. We've kind of faltered off a little bit with the excitement around Mobile World Congress, but there will be another update today, and I'm going to make sure that Matt's on his stuff too. We've got some cool contests coming up with that. We've got a cool prize that I think you're going to be excited for. I had to twist some fingers here and there to get it, but really pumped about that. If you want to join in, please feel free. Nokia Sports Tracker is free to sign up. Free to use, so you can set it up yourself, add me and Matt as friends, and you can compete, see how much farther than us you can run. You can share tracks around different places where you run. Really cool. Please set it up, get to using it. It's fun. If you want to leave us a video of, you can join in the contest. It's not just me versus Matt. We invite everybody to join in with us. Set up a Volkswagen account. If you have trouble getting an invite, let me know. I'll make sure you get one. But I think that it's open to anybody to sign up right now. So please feel free to get in on the contest. Leave your stats at the as a comment, and you know what, we'll even add it to the chart on the actual page, Symbian-guru.com/geek-versus-guru. We'll even add you to the stats so you can keep up with how well you're doing against us. So hope you'll join in with that. Other than that, Maps 2.0 is really cool. I had a chance to play with it in downtown Dallas last weekend, and the walking is really neat the way it leaves little breadcrumbs, and they show up as little bitty dots on your screen so that you can see where you've been, and it still keeps track of where you're trying to go. Really big fan of that. The search is better. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better. And I've also got some other stuff coming up. Got some big stuff happening at Symbian Guru in the next probably 2 months. So in the next 60 days, there's going to be some exciting stuff going on. You will not want to miss it. And other than that, this is Symbian Guru signing out. See you next week.